It says you're live. Well, welcome back. Let me get this thing. That's pretty good, I guess. So last week I started off this way, and I was in line for my coffee at the place that I got coffee last week. And remember when I pulled up to the place that I got coffee last week, they were playing Destiny's Child. I don't know the song. I don't really know about that type of music really all that much. I think it's pop music, you know, whatever. So they were playing that music in the drive-through, and YouTube immediately demonetized my video, dinged it, and made it unfindable. I don't know what they did, but that's kind of like where I'm at right now with YouTube. So now I'm in line again, and I'm wondering what's going to happen this time. Are they going to ding the video and I don't know what kind of music they'll be playing in there. I have no idea. We'll see. But the line's going really slow. No one's moving. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 people in front of me. Oh, it's moving. Okay, here we go. It's moving. It's moving. Yeah, so again, if you're just tuning in, I'm in line again, same place I was last week when I pulled up to the coffee drive-through, and they were playing Destiny's Child, and YouTube, as soon as the video was done, they demonetized and pulled my video. Good morning, Brenda. How are you doing today? Hope you're having a great day. I haven't had my coffee yet. It's 9 o'clock. So I get 1 cup a day. 1 cup. Just one. But I get 1 cup a day. Brenda says she's up and moving. That's good. Good to be up and moving. So I'm wondering what music they're going to play today in the drive-through of the coffee place. I forgot what the name of this place is. They don't have the cup from last week in the car anymore. We keep this car pretty clean of trash. Jamie does, and I do. But anyway, why only 1 cup? Because if I have more than 1 cup, number one, it's not good for you. It dulls the effect of coffee. Coffee is medicinal, and it dulls the effect over time. So if you have more than 1 cup of coffee every day, 2 or 3 cups of coffee every day, that first cup doesn't hit you like it should, because your body's dull to it. Number two, for me, it makes me pee all day, and I don't like being in the bathroom or having to go to the bathroom all day long. If 1 cup is fine, but if I have 2 cups, I'm in serious trouble and a friend to the bathroom for the rest of the day. So let me see if I can hear the music. No, I don't hear any music. So maybe they don't have the music going this time. I was telling people at the beginning of the video, I didn't see a lot of people joining in, but last week they had Destiny's Child on, and so I got this notification from YouTube that said, your video has been demonetized and you can dispute this ruling or whatever they said. And so I hit the dispute button and I wrote a message to Destiny's Child, obviously, or whoever it says to the copyright holder, which was Destiny's Child, because that was the music they were playing in the drive-thru last time I was here. And so I wrote out my thing. I said, listen, I was just in the drive-thru. I'm not trying to play Destiny's Child music. Please do not demonetize my video. And that was like a week ago when, I was here last Thursday. Today's Thursday. And they still haven't resolved my dispute, or supposedly Destiny's Child has to look at my complaint or my dispute and then either grant it or refute it. And so nothing has happened. But I'm going to see what music. I may have to just cut it out next time. They had an option for me to cut out the section. So, 1 cup a day. If I get my 1 cup a day, it does what it's supposed to do. It pops me, keeps me up, and gets me going. Because I feel really tired right now. And it doesn't make me pee all day. Good morning, everybody. Hit that thumbs up button for me, please. I appreciate it. Coffee morning. Susie says, coffee morning. Inside Kate's Kitchen says, good morning. Everyone says good morning. I see you still have the beard. Yes. Wasn't going to shave the beard. Don't worry. My 1 cup is 30 ounces. Anyway, so I am off. I just dropped Jamie off at the clinic, and she is getting hooked up to her vitamin C IV. I'm hoping they're going to give her more than 55 grams today. And she gave me a shopping list of things I have to get. Since this weekend we are doing our second Passover. So if you don't know what second Passover is, it's in the book of Numbers, chapter 9. It's for those of you who have been traveling or have been around a dead body, or there's other circumstances. It allows you to have a second Passover, a second opportunity at Passover. And so it's in Numbers chapter 9. Anyway, since we just last month was Passover and we had the surgery and we were traveling back and forth to doctors. I mean, the day of Passover we had doctor's appointments, and so that's what we were doing, and we figured that applies because we were traveling, definitely traveling. And so where's that? Come on, focus. I wish it would stay focused. So I'm gonna get me a cup of coffee. I'm next in line. Then I'll read you. I can't make it a long video today because I got a shopping list I have to go to, and I have 2 stores I have to go to get everything. But I'll share with you what's on the shopping list. And Jamie wants me to get her a pair of shorts at Walmart, so I'm gonna have to do that today. But I'm next in line. I'm gonna see if I can hear the music. Hold on. No, I don't hear any music. Are bullets on your list? The gun store always wakes me up in the morning. You must be living next to a gun store, but I don't need to buy bullets. I have plenty of bullets. I have plenty of bullets. It reminds me of that Three Stooges. Where that woman says to Curly, the only thing keeping me from shooting you is that we're short of bullets. And Curly says, well, I got plenty of bullets. I'll be glad to lend you some. I got plenty of bullets. I'm carrying the Makarov today. It's the P64 Makarov. I've done a video on it in the past, and it's a pretty reliable gun. Russian block, communist block. P64 Makarov. All right, so I'm next. Here we go. Let's see how long it takes me to get my coffee.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'd like a black coffee,
Okay.
Medium, just nothing in it.
Hot or iced?
Hot.
Hot? Okay,
Yeah.
is that it?
That's it.
No cream or sugar?
Nope, just black.
Awesome.
Dark roast, right? That's a dark roast?
Yeah, we have one roast only. It's like a medium to dark.
Okay, that's fine.
Are you on a stamp card with us?
No.
Can I get you one?
I'm kind of from out of town,
Okay,
so
yeah, no,
all
we're
right.
good. Where are you from?
A little town called Witter.
Where's that at?
Yeah, that's what everyone says.
Where is it?
You know where Huntsville is?
Yeah.
South of Huntsville.
Okay. So what are you doing up here?
Just taking my wife to a clinic next door over here.
Okay, nice. Okay. $16.98 is your change.
Thank you.
Wait, so I'm not trying to be nosy, but what do you do on there? Is that Twitch?
That's YouTube. You're live on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So
Awesome.
we have a YouTube channel called An American Homestead.
Okay, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, so we raise chickens, we have sheep, and milk cow, and
Oh, how neat! So you guys is it a live stream on YouTube?
yeah, like you're live right now.
That's awesome. My brother, I asked because he's a Twitch streamer.
Oh,
If
yeah?
you're familiar with Twitch.
Yeah, I know Twitch.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so he does Twitch, so it kind of looks like that for a minute. So.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's a little different.
That's awesome. So you guys just do like IRLs or something, or like
I don't know what an IRL is.
are you just like vlogging right now? Or?
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, cool,
Yeah, okay.
cool. Sorry, it's like all this Twitch lingo. I'm like.
I'll take care. See ya. All right. Yeah, YouTube is definitely gonna ding me fat. Hold on. I gotta get over to my spot. The reason I like this spot that I pull into every week is because it's shady. And right now it's sunny outside, and so it's like the perfect shade tree right there. Okay, what's IRL, in real life? Okay, I don't know what that is. In real life, I don't know what the term for vlogging. IRL is in real life. See, I don't keep up. I'm 42 years old. I don't keep up with all this new age lingo. Okay. Coffee smells really good though. She was kind of nosy, She's like, I mean, I guess that's what they do. They want you to ask questions and get to know your customer. Zach has a spark. I don't know what they said. The comment goes away every time. I bet all kinds of people chat him up all day long when he's out in public. Yeah, actually, that does happen a lot, but not intentionally. Yeah, but you won't be able to drink it for an hour. That's probably totally true. So here's the name of the place: 7 Brew Drive-Through Coffee. Pretty cool, and it smells good. It tastes good. So, anyway, I don't know if YouTube will ding the video or not. I'll have to. I mean, the music. I wasn't really. You really couldn't tell the music like before when excuse me, Destiny's Child was playing in last week's video. So I don't know. I may have to cut that part out. But it was kind of a funny conversation. Okay, so here's my my shopping list for the day. Shopping list for the day is at Ozark Natural Foods, which is where I'll be going after I'm done here. Thank you, Zach, for placing more mods. Yeah, we just needed them the other day. I don't think you were here actually last week, yesterday morning, and so we were like, "Where's Wheatree? Where's Wheatree?" And so, or last week's morning, last Thursday morning. So anyway, Ozark, veggies, lemons, apples. So I gotta get more veggies. We're out of. She's been doing the Gerson. It's not really Gerson. The true Gerson therapy is really strict. I mean, really super strict. And so you have to make the vegetables fresh. They must be organic, which what we do. I make her juices from scratch every day, and I do. We get only organic vegetables. Okay, that's like one of the big things with Gerson. It's got to be organic, right? And I mean, her body is so tuned right now. Like she's been eating everything she eats has been labeled organic. Well, we went to Panera the other day when we were out. It was last week. Maybe it was Sunday. We were out doing something, and we got Panera. She wanted soup at Panera, and it tore her up. She was just so hurting from that because it wasn't an organic soup. I mean, her body can definitely tell the difference. I mean, it'd be a fun experiment if you really want to do it. And I know it's hard for some people, but if you just go ahead and eat 100% pure organic foods, and vegetables for like a certain amount of time, and you get off that, your body pays for it. I mean, you'll notice the difference. It's really weird how that works. So anyway, I gotta get her more veggies today. So far the veggies I've been getting are cabbages. Cabbages do a lot of juice. Cucumbers, zucchini, bok choy, collard greens, spinach, green apples, lemons, and I think that's kind of it. And I'll find different things that I'll throw in there when I get it. But yeah. And then so soup, she wants some. They have some really good organic soups there, and so I'll get that. Oh, and they have a Turkish coffee. So like we're almost out of coffee at home, and I'm like, you know what? I saw this Turkish blend that they had there. It's a really dark roast Turkish blend, and so I think I'm gonna get that. Maybe some cheese. I think we have enough cheese for a while. Frozen fruit for her smoothies. Ice, because vodka tonics. Triscuits, chips. Triscuits are good for unleavened bread. You can do Triscuits. Fish sauce. You can get kosher fish sauce at most Walmarts. They actually have a kosher brand. It's called the Thai Kitchen brand, and it's a kosher fish sauce made with anchovies. Tortillas. See, tortillas are not. I don't see that's good for unleavened bread. I think that's unless you get the all corn tortillas. We get some plastic cups. That's these things here. We use a lot of these plastic Solo cups because I'm not. Since she's like not doing a lot of stuff right now. I'm doing most of the dishes, and thus because I'm doing dishes, we will be drinking out of plastic and paper plates. So that's why. Napkins, we're almost out of napkins. Paper towels, we're almost out of paper towels. Oh, Caleb got sick and threw up the other day and just took a large portion of the majority of our paper towels that we had on stock to clean up that mess. It's what happens when you have kids. My Solo cup fill you up. I don't know what that means. Is anyone else seeing more halal friendly kosher nowadays? Yeah, because it's really weird because I think the Muslims are really running that. Everyone wants to be politically correct and get stuff okay for the Muslims, so they don't lose that PR battle that's potentially could happen for each company. And so they're making their foods halal foods. Well, in doing so, a lot of times they're making their foods kosher because the thing is they can't have pork in their products. I think they can have some shellfish and things like that, but do you feel that there's a part of you that's missing? No, I'm all here. Got the hat, sunglasses I could be wearing. I got my gun on me. Is this where we come to complain about the beard? Yes, this is the place. Leave a comment below. Kleenex, dandruff shampoo, index cards, pull-ups. So we're gonna have a lamb on tomorrow night. And I haven't decided which lamb. I have 2 male lambs left. I haven't decided which one I'm gonna. Whatever's the fattest. That's what we're gonna have for dinner. Whatever's the fattest. I really want to drink this coffee because correct, halal does allow shellfish. Yeah. It looks kind of. Yeah, it's definitely a darker roast. It's pretty hot, but it's good. They make good coffee. Never shave the beard. Don't worry, Don. That ain't gonna happen. Halal bloodletting is not kosher. Listen, the whole thing with the shehita is nowhere in the Bible, so I don't follow that garbage. It's just a man-made tradition, and there's no rules on killing your animal, except for Passover. Don't break a bone. But there's no prescribed method in Scripture about how to kill an animal. People ask me that all the time. The lamb that ain't limping. Yeah, that's what Dustin said. Yeah, our barnyard is kind of tough. Is a tough neighborhood these days. So I got these 2 big miniature cows. I mean, big if you're a sheep or a lamb, right? And the sheep are all vying for a place at the trough to get in and get some corn or some alfalfa pellets. And they are, there's a little pushing and shoving going on. Well, the lambs, feel the brunt of that when the kicking starts and the pushing and shoving starts by the cows, because they want to get the most food, and they see the other animals as just competition for food. And then the ram sees, the other animals as competition for food. If you're not a female in heat, he doesn't care about you. You're just eating the food that he could be eating. So things get shoved around a little bit. So we've been going through a period of time where the smaller of our sheep are, every once in a while you look out there and they're limping, and nothing's wrong with them. They just got hurt. There's no bones broken. If it's really bad, I'll check them out, but usually within a day or two, they just walk it off and they're okay again. Did the sheep that was lost at your Passover ever show up for your friends? No, that was Dustin's Passover. Dustin's on the chat. I saw him here. So, no one ever found the lamb. It's just gone. He's just gone. I don't know where he's out there somewhere out there in some green pasture. That lamb is still grazing. I don't think so. I think someone probably either shot him and ate him, or probably more than likely a wild animal had him for dinner. Oh, I'm not going to get into answer those questions. Hi from the Cross family. Hi the Crosses. I'm not going to get into answering. This is the wrong channel for that. We will buy the Hebrew National hot dogs. William Villard, you were one of the ones I sent. I did one of the comments on, I believe. William, I don't know if I spelled your name right in that, but I believe it was your comment. So congratulations, you made it on a video. Curious, how do you guys keep cool in the hot summers? We go to the creek. We go to the creek in the hot summer. Yes, you got me, brother Zach. So, a while back you featured a home distillery. You're going to make your own oak vanilla charcoal starter fluid. No. I don't even know what I was going to say now. Coyote Chow, buy the Hebrew National hot dogs. I keep getting, I need to stop looking at the comments. I keep getting, again, Will Dyer, wrong channel. And yes, that's the correct way to say my name. Okay, cool. Yeah. So, air conditioning. Everyone's like big. We'll do a video on air conditioning coming up. I hate the summer. I hate the heat. In the summer, you can't take enough clothes off. Eventually you can only get so naked, right? But in the wintertime, you can make a fire. You can put on more clothes. There's lots of ways to stay warm in the winter, but there's no way to stay cool in the summer. I think what so many people forget is that we have forgotten that 50 years ago, the majority, even 50, 60 years ago, majority of people around the world did not have air conditioning. Okay, and then 100 years ago, no one did, or except I think they were just developing it. I think, was it Carrier or one of those companies that's still in business today? The guy who, the namesake of the company, invented the air conditioner. Okay, and so then there was different variations by different people, different inventors. But yeah, it's I don't like it. I can't, Jamie was born and raised in the tropics, basically. She was born in Southern California, moved to Papua New Guinea, came back to California, moved to Orlando. So, she had never lived anywhere north of Orlando. She'd always been in the tropics or the subtropics. And she loves the heat. I can't stand it. I just, it's about what you're used to. My family is originally from Germany, and I was raised in St. Louis, and it gets cold in St. Louis. It gets lots of snow and ice, and, anyway, so, air conditioning, what do you do without it? You just do without it. There's a creek you go down to every day in the summer when it gets around 90 degrees, about 2 or 3 o'clock. And, you go and you get in the water and you relax. And, you have a beer if VOD's there. And lately, I've been panning for gold down there. I've been going. There is gold in Arkansas creeks. It's very small. It's rare to find it, but you can find it. I found one speck last year of gold, and I promptly lost it when I got home. But I bought this new classifier over the winter, and I'm gonna take it down to the creek again, and I'm going to find gold down in that creek again. And so it's gonna help me find. And I've learned a little bit. I've been watching videos. So one of my favorite gold video channels is a guy named Dan Hurd. Dan Hurd, you have got to check out his channel. It's called Dan Hurd Prospecting. Okay, and he has this magnificent red beard. I mean, he goes down to my waist. And tell him, you leave a comment over there. Tell him you heard about it from our channel. Dan Hurd Prospecting. So anyway, Dan Hurd. He's just a great personality, just totally fun to watch. Anyway, he has this classifier that he's been promoting on his channel, and we got that classifier, and I'm going to use it this year down at the creek when we go down to the creek for the summer to do swimming. Yeah, Dan Hurd Prospecting. The guy is hilarious. Anyway, he's got lots of informative videos. He's just really entertaining to watch. And his channel's growing. So I'm gonna find me some more Arkansas gold. I mean, like I said, it's rare, but he's up in British Columbia, and there's just gold everywhere. He has this place called Pickerton, and he just pulls out some amazing amounts of pickers out of Pickerton. Anyway, so yeah, the creek, man. The creek is where you go in the summertime when it's hot. You head down to the creek, and man, that's where you just stay cool down there. You go down there for about 2 or 3 hours, and you just sit in the water. See, the Mexicans do the same thing. They call it siesta. It gets so hot down in Mexico, in the desert down there, that about 2 o'clock, 1 or 2 o'clock, people just stop. It's it, done, and you go take a nap until the worst part of the heat of the day is over. So about 4 or 5 o'clock, you get up again, and because it's the summer and there's long days, you can go back to work, and you can work until sundown, and because you took a nap during the day. So Epsidude Dan is the man. So obviously you're watching his channel too, so I'm not the only one. Yeah, he's got a cool channel and a cool beard. I mean, do people ask him to shave his beard like they ask me? So, yeah, get in the water for a couple hours, 2 or 3 hours, and just and then you go back wet, and what that does, your clothes are soaked, and and so you go back, and all that wet clothes just basically evaporate. All the water evaporates off your clothes, which brings you a cooling effect for the rest of the day. So I hope that makes sense. Why that is. Why that makes sense. You just get in the creek, rest of your day, you just got the wet clothes, and it evaporates off. It keeps you cool. That's how you get past the summers. Now that we have a solar powered freezer, I'm tempted. I am tempted a little bit to get those popsicles. Those little popsicles that are in the plastic sleeves? Everyone loves those. It's just sugar water, which is not good for you, which is probably why I won't do it. But the other reason I won't do it is because if we had those in the solar-powered freezer, the kids will be opening up the solar-powered freezer all day long, every day, and wanting to get the popsicles out, and which keeps the solar-powered freezer working harder, and that freezes our ice blocks, which keeps our coolers cool, that we have to switch out every few days. So I probably won't do that. But if I could get by in the summer with snow cones, if I could have my own snow cone machine, yeah. Juice your own healthy popsicles. They made orange popsicles the other day, a few weeks ago, or when it was starting to get warm, and they were really good. But yeah, I guess I could juice my own. But again, I don't have to get back in the solar freezer. Nah, it's just too much work. You could braid your beard for the summer. Only some weird hippie would do that. Good morning, everyone, says Bandana Grandma. So anyway, I can't talk a lot today because I've got to get back on the road and I've got to go get all this stuff done and get back over here because the Walmart and the Ozark Natural Foods is like on the other side of town. And so it takes me time to get up and down there. And Negative Design Engineer, a very large shipyard in South Mississippi. I guess you're saying that's what you do. There's a fly in here. Leave your beard alone. That's right. Don't worry. Joanna, I will not shave my beard. I promise. My mom used to freeze fruits on sticks during the summer for us as a treat. Yep. Yeah, we used to do that too. There is a fly in here. You want out? Here, out. Out. Get out. And now it's heading down to the floor. All right, so what I'll do in this video is I'll go ahead and when I stop the video, I'll put this over at patreon.com. I'll keep it public so anyone can watch it, but you got to watch it over there. I'm not going to keep it. Pirates braid their beards. Well, I'm not a pirate. Today, hippies braid their beards. Hello, Fort Campbell. I really wanted to go to Fort Campbell. I believe that's the home of the either the 101st or 82nd Airborne. One of the two. Is 101st Airborne. By the time I got in the infantry, the 101st Airborne Division was basically just helicopters. They didn't have any, 82 is Bragg, you're right. Yeah, so Fort Campbell is the 101st. But they didn't have any infantry airborne units for the 101st left at Fort Campbell when I was in the military. 101. They had gotten rid of them. And I was so disappointed. I mean, because I had grown up my entire childhood. I'm like, I want to be part of the Screaming Eagles. I want to be part of the 101st Airborne. You know, because they were so iconic in the movies and all of that. And so when I got to the infantry, they had all of the plaques at our when I first got to Fort Benning. Yeah, Campbell's Aviation now. Well, it's 101st Airborne Aviation. But they had all of the plaques on the wall, and you know they had all the different divisions. You know, like 101st Airborne, 82nd Airborne, 3rd Infantry Division, 1st Infantry Division, the Big Red One, 2nd Armored Division. I believe the 1st Armored Division was Old Ironsides. That's what I was in, and then 2nd Armored Division, which was, I can't remember now. And then they had Tropic Lightning, 25th Infantry Division, which is still going on. 10th Mountain Division, which is up in New York, Fort Drum, I think. Anyway, I'm like, when I got to my unit in Fort Benning, you know, my training unit, you know, for basic training, I was like, I want to do 101. I want to be, how do we get to the Screaming Eagles? How do I get out of basic training, get this done, and get to the, and then they informed me that doesn't exist anymore. I was like, what? Because it's just a matter of, it's all random where they put you. Fort Benning has a Starbucks now. Listen, the military has just gone down to the tubes. Benning is 3rd Infantry Division. Yeah, that's right. 3rd ID. Sand Hill, is that what it's called? Sand Hill? If I remember right. Yeah, Sand Hill, I believe, is 3rd ID at Fort Benning. Yeah, that's true. They carry cards if you're a snowflake, if your feelings get hurt. My sister's husband is just got out, retired a couple years ago, and he was an E8, E7, not sure when he retired. Anyway, he said, yeah, they actually have cards nowadays, stress cards, in training. It just blows my mind. Blows my mind. You know, I told this story before. I think Dustin's heard it. But the day when I first got to basic training, we got to our unit. We had to go through like a week of I forgot, in processing, and then we get to our unit. Our drill sergeants pick us up in cattle trucks, and you take it to your barracks. The first night, a drill sergeant held a spider coat in my neck and said he was going to cut my balls off. They didn't have stress cards back then. Infantry basic training was still infantry basic training. Infantry basic training, when I went through infantry basic training, was still full metal jacket. Full metal jacket. If you don't know what that means, go watch the movie. That's what basic training still was in the infantry. Today, no way. I don't think they're even allowed to curse today. How does the stress card work in the battlefield? Hey, you have to ask the French about that. Yeah, it's like a white sheet. I've never watched Full Metal Jacket. What? All right, just for those of you who don't know, Full Metal Jacket, because I'm very big on promoting family viewing. You know I don't have a TV, and I'm big on what my family watches. But Full Metal Jacket, not a family-friendly movie. Not family-friendly. But Full Metal Jacket does give a 100% reality of what infantry basic training used to be like. That's what it used to be like. The drill sergeants could hit you. They could beat you up. They held a knife. They can hold a knife to They held a knife to my throat. I mean, it was a Spyderco. I mean, it was right there too. They still did the towel parties when I was in. You know, you'll see that in that movie. Full Metal Jacket will make your ears bleed. I mean, you still had drill sergeants who could take profanity and bring it to an artistic level. An artistic level. I mean, they were so... my drill sergeant had a favorite saying. I can't repeat it, but I mean, I had never heard that saying before. And I grew up in military schools, and I grew up in the city, you know. I had never heard that kind of language. I was like, what did he say? What does that even mean? Hey, yeah, thanks, Crystal. I appreciate it. Thank you. Hey, just so you guys know, I don't know whoever did this. I'm not going to give details. But last Thursday, when I did a video, and I'm going to have to end this here pretty quickly because I got to get on the road and get the shopping done for Jamie before she gets done. Whoever did what they did last week, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm not going to give you more details than that. But I just want to say, whoever did what they did last week, thank you. It was much appreciated. So, all right. I think I'm going to let it go with that. I'm going to get back on the road. I got to get the shopping list done. Otherwise, Jamie will have my hide, and that's not going to happen. I'm just kidding. My wife is so sweet. She would never do that. But I train TIs, and yes, can remember them all. Ours were called DIs. I already knew my nuts. I was a Boy Scout before joining the Navy. I wanted to join the Navy. I was that close to joining a Navy. I wanted to be on a submarine. I had a really high ASVAB score because I went to military schools, you know, since junior high, and in high school they give you an ASVAB testing. I mean, they basically get you all ready to go. And so, anyway, so I went and I took the ASVAB score, and they were like, "You can do whatever you want. What do you want to do?" And I said, "I want to be on a submarine. I want to be, you know, something on a submarine." And they said, like, I was going to do a radar tech, or I wanted to be with the guy in front of the radar. I wanted to see the torpedoes coming. Torpedo in the water! And so I was all ready to go in the Navy, was talking to the recruiter, and some airborne ranger came in, you know, back from Desert Storm with all of his medals, master parachutist badge and all this stuff, combat infantry badge, CIB, and made me do a 180. He's like, "Man, you want to go on a submarine? Those are cool, but if you want the best stories, join the infantry." And, you know, all he had to do was start telling some of his stories. You know, they used to put Iraqis in these cages. And during the first Desert Storm, they put these Iraqis in these cages that they captured because they were surrendering like in droves, right? And so I think they still had the 101st Airborne. I'm pretty sure they still had the 101st Airborne in the first Desert War, first Iraqi War. I'm pretty sure, because I think he was 101st Airborne Infantry. No, he was Ranger Battalion. Anyway, so they used to put these Iraqis in these cages, and to tease the Iraqis, when the 82nd Airborne guys would come over to the cage, they'd be these big square cages, right, with like 50 men in them, and they'd all be kind of cowering in one corner. Well, when the 82nd Airborne guys would come over, they would walk over to the cage, and the guys would scurry to the other side of the cage from where the 82nd Airborne guy was. And the 82nd Airborne guys figured out why. It was because they had trained, the Iraqis were trained by whoever was training the Iraqi soldiers in Iraq, that these Americans, they're so disgusting. To earn, for an American soldier to earn the 82nd Airborne patch, you had to kill your own mother. That's how disgusting and violent these 82nd Airborne guys are. And so they said, if you see one of those guys, you watch out, because those guys are so hardcore, they killed their own mother, and that's how they earned their 82nd Airborne patch. And so every time the 82nd Airborne guys would go over to the cages where the prisoners were held, they'd all run away from them, or run to the other side of the cage, because they were scared of the 82nd Airborne guys, because supposedly they had killed their own mother. Anyway, stories like that. I mean, there's lots of stories, but I mean, anyway. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna head out. I gotta get down and get to this the shopping list. So we'll see you guys. Thank you so much for all of your comments and the encouragements, especially. I got a bunch of emails from the video we posted over Patreon last night for Jamie's update, and so I forwarded those on to Jamie. So thank you so much. So much amazing encouragement. Really appreciate your prayers. That means a lot, and I know the power of prayer works. So I mean, we're living testimony of that. So thank you so much. Really do appreciate it, guys. All right, I will catch you